Welcome to my channel. This video is more of an audio-style lecture with minimal editing, perfect to fall asleep to or study by just listening and learning. So, get comfortable and let's get started. The Maya civilization, one of history's most enigmatic and intricate societies, flourished in Mesoamerica from roughly 2000 BCE to approximately 1500 CE. While many associate the Maya with their mysterious pyramid temples and sophisticated calendar systems, there's a depth to their story that unfolds like the pages of an ancient codex. To understand the Maya, one must delve into their origins, tracing back to the pre-classic period. As early as 2000 BCE, villages began to appear in the fertile regions of present-day southern Mexico, Belize, and Honduras. These early communities were primarily agrarian, cultivating maize, beans, and squash, crops that would not only sustain them, but also influence the very structure of their society. The roots of Maya society were deeply embedded in the soil they tilled and the cosmological beliefs they held about the world. In these early stages, small settlements started to develop into more organized societies, marked by the construction of ceremonial centers. These centers were often adorned with large stone platforms, suggesting that the seeds of a more hierarchical society were already germinating. The transition to the Maya civilization as we recognize it began in earnest during the pre-classic period, between 1000 BCE and 250 CE. This era set the stage for what was to come, as towns transformed into city-states, each with its own influence and significance. Large-scale construction projects commenced, laying the foundations for monumental architecture that would define Maya cities. This architectural development was not merely about aesthetics, but conveyed important cosmic symbolism, connecting the physical to the spiritual, the tangible to the divine. Within these growing urban centers, we see the emergence of social stratification, a clear delineation between the elite and the commoners. Kings and queens ruled with divine right, believed to be direct descendants of the gods themselves, which justified their powerful status. Their rule was often commemorated through stelae, tall, intricately carved stone monuments that chronicled their victories and divine lineage. The Maya city-states were highly competitive, each striving not only for territorial supremacy, but also spiritual preeminence. Religion played a central role in Maya life, with a pantheon of gods and an intricate mythology shaping their understanding of the universe. Central to this was the belief in cycles, of time and of life itself. The construction of their remarkable calendar system, with an accuracy that rivaled that of contemporary astronomers, was rooted in their desire to align earthly events with celestial phenomena. As the narrative of the Maya civilization unfolds, we will explore their extraordinary achievements in art, astronomy, and agriculture. We will traverse their cities, the likes of Tikal and Palenque, marvel at their advancements in hieroglyphic writing, and uncover the delicate balance between warfare, commerce, and diplomacy that characterized Maya politics. Through this journey, the story of the Maya becomes not just a tale of an ancient civilization, but a reflection on human creativity, resilience, and the eternal quest to understand our place in the cosmos. The story of the Maya civilization cannot be fully appreciated without first immersing oneself in the splendors of their city-states. These city-states were not merely administrative hubs, but cultural epicenters brimming with economic and spiritual vitality. Each city was a testament to the grandeur and ingenuity of the Maya people, characterized by impressive architectural feats and bustling marketplaces. Among the most revered of these cities was Tikal, located in the heart of modern-day Guatemala. Tikal was a powerhouse of the classic Maya period, which spanned from roughly 250 to 900 CE. At its peak, the city towered with imposing pyramids and expansive plazas, serving as the stage for both ceremonial rituals and lively community gatherings. The Great Jaguar Pyramid, one of Tikal's most iconic structures, emerged as a symbol of the city's architectural prowess. It rose majestically above the canopy of the rainforest, reflecting the Mayas' ability to harmonize their built environment with the natural world. Another city of note was Palenque, nestled in the modern Mexican state of Chiapas. Renowned for its exquisite artistry and sophisticated architecture, Palenque was home to a flourishing court under the rule of the formidable King Pakal. His reign marked a golden age for the city, as depicted in the detailed inscriptions found within the Temple of the Inscriptions. This temple not only served as a funerary monument for Pakal, but also stands as one of the most important sources for understanding Maya hieroglyphics and court history. The Maya cities, while independently governed, shared a commonality in their urban planning. Central to each city was the Acropolis, a complex of temples, palaces, and plazas, usually constructed around a central ceremonial core. The design of these spaces in itself reflected the Mayas' deeply seated cosmological beliefs. Buildings were often aligned with the cardinal directions, symbolically linking the cosmos with the earthly realm. The social fabric of these city-states was intricate. At the top existed the Ahau, or king, who combined religious and political power. This ruler was deemed a divine intermediary, responsible for maintaining harmony between humans and the gods. Surrounding the king were the nobles, administrators, and learned priests who exerted influence over daily life. The masses consisted of farmers, artisans, and traders whose labor and craftsmanship supported the mighty infrastructure of the city. Trade was essential to the Maya, both as a means of acquiring necessary goods unavailable locally and as a method of cultural exchange. The main thoroughfares, or sakbiab, often referred to as white roads, were used for this purpose, connecting remote areas across the Maya landscape. Through these networks flowed valuable commodities like jade, obsidian, and cacao, each item earning a place of significance in Maya culture. Jade particularly held ceremonial importance, often associated with royalty and the afterlife. As we delve deeper into Maya life, acknowledging their environmental ingenuity and the sophisticated balance they achieved with their biosphere becomes evident. Their agricultural methods, such as terracing and the milpa cycle, a form of shifting agriculture, signified advanced agricultural practices that sustained dense populations for centuries. In this dance with nature, the Maya demonstrated their ability to transform the landscape into a sustaining entity, ensuring not only survival, but the flourishing of an entire civilization. Thus, their cities stood as vibrant centers of culture and innovation, inspired by the world around them and infused with an unyielding spiritual and ecological ethos. The heart of Maya civilization beat vibrantly in its intricate social structure, an elaborate hierarchy that intricately wove together religion, politics, and culture in a tapestry of daily life. At its zenith, the societal ladder elevated the king, known as the Kuhul Ajau, or Holy Lord, who not only governed with political authority, but also maintained spiritual dominion as a divine conduit. This dual role reflected the Maya belief that their rulers were semi-divine figures bestowed with the sacred duty to perpetuate cosmic cycles and mediate between the earthly and the celestial realms. Beneath the ruling king, the nobility comprised high priest officials, elite warriors, and esteemed court attendants, who together comprised the upper echelon. These individuals wielded considerable influence, often guiding the governance and ceremonial activities that dominated city-state life. Their duties were enshrined in complex rituals and administrative functions, critical for the sustainability of both political and spiritual leadership. While the elite basked in prestige, the majority of the population consisted of commoners engaged in various forms of labor essential for the economic and cultural vitality of the city-states. Farmers, Artisans, merchants, and laborers formed this class, responsible for the agricultural bounty and crafting of goods that underscored trade and prosperity within the Maya region. Their lives, although markedly different from the nobles, were enriched by cultural and religious traditions that reinforced their communal identity. Artisans held a revered place within Maya society, especially those producing luxury items from jade, precious stones, and feathers, all signifiers of wealth and status. This craftsmanship extended beyond utilitarian objects to include impressive artworks like sculpture and pottery, often decorated with intricate glyphs and motifs that depicted both religious iconography and historical events. Integral to societal cohesion and identity were the convictions embedded in Maya religion. The Maya pantheon was vast, consisting of myriad gods and goddesses who governed various aspects of the world and human existence. These deities were venerated through rituals conducted by priests who interpreted divine will and ensured the favor of the gods. Religion permeated every facet of life, motivating the construction of monumental architectures like temples and pyramids to honor the celestial beings. The remarkable Maya calendar system further highlights the civilization's intellectual achievements. A combination of several interlocking calendars, including the 260-day Tzolk'in and the 365-day Hab, guided not only the ritual schedule, but also agricultural and civic activities. It reveals an unparalleled understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and timekeeping, underscoring the profound astronomical knowledge that characterized the Maya. This ability to map out time was not merely an academic exercise, but a pivotal component of the Maya worldview. They conceived time as cyclical, with each cycle having profound spiritual significance. The infamous long count calendar, which drew global attention in 2012 due to apocalyptic interpretations of a perceived end date, reflects this belief in repeating epochs. As we transition to uncover the more affluent aspects of Maya life, including commerce and diplomacy, these societal threads continue to intertwine, revealing a civilization as complex as the rainforests that cradled its development. By examining their trade systems, technological advances, and diplomatic interactions, we further illuminate how the Maya managed to sustain their cultural and economic power across regions for centuries. To appreciate the sophistication of the Maya, one must explore the vibrant networks of trade and commerce that not only fueled their economy, but also enriched the cultural tapestry of Mesoamerica. These networks were vital arteries through which goods, ideas, and innovations flowed, linking the Maya city-states internally and with the broader Mesoamerican world. Trade among the Maya was remarkably advanced for the era, characterized by strategic craftsmanship, regional specialization, and an impressive array of goods. Rich in natural resources, the Maya lands produced items such as cacao, salt, jade, obsidian, and exotic feathers. Marketplaces thrived in the bustling cities, filled with noise, color, and the smell of spices, creating a stage for both social interaction and economic exchange. These markets were integral in promoting the socio-economic cohesion across the dispersed Maya community, as they shared a common cultural and linguistic heritage. One of the cornerstones of Maya trade was the cacao bean, not just valued as a commodity, but also as a currency. Revered for its taste and its invigorating properties, cacao was consumed by the elite in a ritualistic fashion, often handcrafted into a spicy, frothy beverage. Moreover, these beans served as an important medium of exchange at local markets distant from the cacao-growing regions. Delving deeper into the significance of other traded goods, jade stands as a symbol of opulence and spiritual importance, often reserved for the elite. Used extensively in rituals and as personal adornment, jade was meticulously crafted into beads, masks, and ceremonial objects. This desire for jade underscored not only its aesthetic appeal, but its association with life and eternity, reflective of the Mayas' deep spiritual belief systems. The strategic positioning of major Maya cities further facilitated the flourishing of trade. Situated along rivers, marshes, and the famed sacred Sac-Biab pathways, these urban hubs acted as vital nodes within trade networks that stretched as far as central Mexico to the north and Honduras to the south. This connectivity promoted a dynamic exchange of goods and ideas, signifying the Mayas' geopolitical savvy. Diplomacy, and on occasion, conflict, were natural repercussions of the expansive trade relations. A sophisticated diplomacy developed among the city-states, necessitating dialogue and negotiation. The compounds where these discussions took place were often grand in design, matching the importance of the events held within. Ambassadors and local leaders engaged in peace accords and alliances, demonstrating political acumen and an understanding of the delicate balance needed among rival powers. While cooperation through diplomacy was prevalent, the shadow of rivalry often loomed large. Competing city-states occasionally clashed in brief but highly symbolic conflicts to assert dominance or settle disputes over territory and trade rights. These skirmishes served purposes beyond mere territorial expansion. They were opportunities for rulers to demonstrate power and divine favor to their people, and possibly extend their influence over lucrative trade routes. As we venture deeper into the commerce-laden ways of the Maya, it becomes evident that trade was a linchpin in the transmission of cultural and technological advancements. More than just economic activity, it was a testament to Maya resilience and adaptability, an ingenuity in leveraging both physical and intellectual insights to create one of the most sophisticated civilizations of the ancient world. This network of trade and diplomacy highlight an integrated approach in which economy and culture mutually reinforced the Mayas' success and longevity. While the Maya civilization was deeply rooted in agriculture and trade, it was their intellectual achievements that set them apart, offering a glimpse into their advanced understanding of the world around them. At the heart of these achievements lay their remarkable writing system, complex mathematics, and extraordinary astronomical knowledge. The Maya developed one of the earliest and most sophisticated writing systems in pre-Columbian Americas. Known as Maya glyphs or hieroglyphs, this system comprised a combination of logographic and syllabic symbols. Each glyph could represent an entire word or a sound, akin to both the pictorial script of ancient Egypt and the syllabaries used in Mesopotamia. This ability to record historical, political, and religious texts provided an enduring medium for the transmission of knowledge and cultural identity. The deciphering of Maya glyphs, a puzzle that took modern scholars several decades to crack, revealed a wealth of information about Maya history, politics, and daily life. Intricate inscriptions on buildings, stelae, and pottery chronicle the lineages of kings, the timelines of city events, and the mythological narratives that shaped Maya cosmology. Through these glyphs, the Maya communicated with both the contemporary society and intended to speak to future generations. Mathematics was another area where the Maya excelled, particularly their use of a vigesimal or base 20 numeral system. This system permitted them to calculate with remarkable precision, as demonstrated by their calendar systems and astronomical observations. The inclusion of the concept of zero, a mathematical innovation that had not been fully realized in much of the world at that time, allowed the Maya to make calculations that were both accurate and complex. These mathematical advancements were crucial to the Maya's astronomical endeavors. The Maya observed celestial bodies with astounding precision, charting the movements of the sun, moon, stars, and planets over generations. Astronomers occupied a prestigious position within society, and their observatories, often pyramid-like structures with alignments to track celestial events, were central to city planning and religious ceremonies. Observations were not merely scientific pursuits. They reinforced the Maya cosmic view, which considered the heavens as a part of their divine continuum. The intervals between eclipses, the cycles of Venus, and the solstices were recorded and used to guide agricultural and ceremonial activities, demonstrating the intertwined nature of science and spirituality. One of the most renowned artifacts of Maya astronomy is the intricate Dresden Codex, a preeminent text that includes detailed astronomical tables, particularly of Venus. This codex outlines their advanced predictive capabilities, with the Venus table predicting the path of Venus with remarkable accuracy over long periods. Tools such as these illustrated not only intellectual ambition, but also the Mayas' profound quest to understand and manage the cosmic cycles that governed their world. As the journey through the intellectual contributions of the Maya continues, each revelation about their writing, mathematics, and astronomy provides insights into their worldview, which sought to harmonize human existence with cosmic order. These cultural and scientific pursuits underscored a society with a rich intellectual life, deeply committed to the pursuit of knowledge and its application for both practical and spiritual purposes. Understanding these elements elucidates the depths of the Mayas' contribution to human civilization, making their story an indispensable chapter in the narrative of the ancient world. In unraveling the depths of Maya society, one cannot overlook the role of religion, which permeated every corner of their civilization with a richness that reflected their intricate understanding of the natural and supernatural worlds. The religious landscape of the Maya was characterized by a vast pantheon of gods, intricate rituals, and a profound connection to the cosmos. The Maya religion was polytheistic, venerating numerous deities who were believed to possess both human and supernatural qualities. These gods governed every aspect of the world and human life, from creation and agriculture to death and rebirth. The chief among these deities was Itzamna, a creator god associated with wisdom and knowledge, representing the cultural ethos that prioritized intellectual and spiritual growth. Chak, the rain god, was another crucial figure, vital to the agricultural success upon which the Maya depended. Revered especially in the lowland regions where water was scarce, Chak was often depicted with amphibious features. Rituals to appease Chak often included offerings and ceremonies intended to bring rain and fertility to the land. The Maya conducted an array of rituals and ceremonies designed to honor their gods, seeking divine favor for fertility, military success, and societal prosperity. These rituals often took place in the grand temples that dominated Maya cities, with priests performing elaborate ceremonies that might last for days. The Maya calendar was intricately linked to these religious activities, with the Tzolk'in calendar, for example, guiding the timing of many ceremonies. At the core of Maya cosmology was the belief in a cyclical universe. This cyclical nature extended to all realms of existence, including time, the seasons, and human life itself. The underworld, known as Xibalba, played a significant role in this cosmic order, a place through which souls journeyed after death, guided by deities before they could attain rebirth. Human sacrifice, though not as prevalent as it was in other Mesoamerican civilizations, was practiced among the Maya as a powerful offering to the gods, symbolizing the ultimate gift. The sacredness of blood, as the giver of life, was a crucial component of these rites, believed to nourish the gods and ensure the world's continuity. Pacifying the gods through these rites was seen as essential to maintaining the delicate balance between the natural and supernatural worlds, a balance the Maya perceived as fragile and eternally shifting. Alongside these formalized religious expressions were everyday practices that underscored the average Maya's engagement with the divine. Personal shrines adorned with offerings of maize and incense were common in households, an intimate space to converse with the gods and ancestors. Thus, spirituality was not only a public expression, but also permeated daily life, informing individual actions and societal norms. The bedrock of Maya religious practice was storytelling and the transmission of myths, which helped encapsulate and perpetuate their understanding of the world. Although much of this mythological tradition was lost post-colonization, what remains provides fascinating insights into their cosmology and theological speculations. As the exploration of Maya religious practices deepens, it becomes clear that their faith was intricately woven into the very fabric of their civilization. This rich spiritual dimension infused meaning into their political and scientific pursuits, creating a synergy that drove them to remarkable achievements. Their beliefs and rituals offer a glimpse into a worldview where the natural and the supernatural, the earthly and the cosmic, were inseparable. Beyond the spiritual and intellectual realms, the Maya civilization was a melting pot of cultural and artistic expression that flourished in a variety of media. Their artistic achievements, evident in everything from grandiose public monuments to intricate personal adornments, speak to a society rich with creativity and highly developed aesthetic values. Sculpture was among the most visible and enduring forms of Maya art. The Maya used sculpture not only to glorify their rulers and deities, but also to memorialize key events in their society's history. Monumental sculptures, like the stelae and altars, were often set in the ceremonial centers of cities and were inscribed with hieroglyphic text that recounted historical narratives or religious texts. These stone carvings were typically produced from limestone, which the Maya quarried locally, allowing them to create impressions of permanence that endured long after their civilization waned. In addition to stonework, the Maya were skilled in the creation of pottery, which served both practical and ceremonial purposes. Maya pottery is known for its intricate polychrome painting and use of glyphic inscriptions, which often told stories or depicted scenes of mythology, royal figures, and everyday life. These vessels were used in sacred rituals and as offerings in burial sites, reflecting the duality of their functional and spiritual significance. Weaving and textile production was another area where the Maya demonstrated significant skill, employing vibrant colors and complex patterns that conveyed both social status and cultural identity. Cotton and agave fibers were commonly used to produce clothing, while dyes from natural sources like indigo and cochineal were employed to create rich colors. Apparel often featured elaborate designs that identified the wearer's status within society or their role in ceremonial occasions. The Maya also excelled in the art of jewelry making. Gold, although rare in the Maya region, was fashioned into exquisite pieces alongside jade and obsidian. Jade, in particular, held deep spiritual significance, often associated with life, death, and immortality. Skilled artisans created intricate jewelry, masks, and figurines that displayed the high levels of craftsmanship which were revered by all classes of Maya society. Music and dance played an integral role in religious and social functions, with an array of instruments such as drums, flutes, and maracas, accompanying the rhythmic motion of dancers during rituals and ceremonies. Music was a spiritual act, a bridge between the earthly and the supernatural, enhancing rituals by inviting divine presence through melody and rhythm. These diverse artistic expressions were not isolated cultural phenomena. They were interwoven with the Maya's scientific, religious, and societal paradigms. Art reinforced spiritual ideologies, perpetuated social hierarchies, and celebrated historical narratives, playing a pivotal role in shaping collective identity. As we reflect upon the contributions of Maya art and culture, it is evident that these expressions went beyond aesthetic allure. They encapsulated their worldview, with every brushstroke and sculpture capturing the essence of Maya philosophy and spirit. The intricate designs and vibrant creations left behind by this ancient people offer us valuable insights into their complex societal structure, their love for the spiritual, and their understanding of the world, underscoring a timeless legacy that continues to influence even today. The aesthetics and material culture of the Maya civilization were deeply intertwined with its architectural marvels, which themselves stood as testaments to Maya ingenuity and symbolic representation of their cosmological vision. As one journeys through the ruins of Maya cities, the structures reveal a sophisticated society with a profound grasp of engineering and design. Maya architecture is characterized by its monumental pyramids, acropolises, ball courts, palatial compounds, and intricate plazas, all crafted with a keen eye for detail and symbolism. These structures were not merely built for practical purposes, but were imbued with cosmological importance, mirroring the celestial bodies and aligning with solar and lunar events. The ceremonial centers, with their plazas and pyramids, often aligned to astronomical events, offering a celestial calendar in stone. One of the most emblematic structures within Maya architecture is the Step Pyramid, exemplified by El Castillo at Chichen Itza, an iconic symbol of Maya architectural prowess. This pyramid serves as a multifunctional space, blending a temple, a monument of power, and a cosmic marker. During the equinoxes, light and shadow play across its staircases, creating a visual effect of a serpent slithering downward, linking the earth to the spiritual world above. Besides pyramids, the Maya ball courts stand as another significant architectural feature. These courts were not only sporting arenas, but also held profound social and religious meaning. Ball games were intertwined with mythology and often had ritualistic significance, symbolizing the cosmic battle between day and night, or life and death. The architecture of the courts, with their stone walls and open spaces, catered to both the athletic contests and the ceremonial aspects that surrounded them. The palaces and regal residences in Maya cities reflect both political authority and aesthetic grandeur. Structures like the Palenque Palace feature extensive networks of rooms, corridors, and courtyards, providing insight into the administrative and ceremonial functions they served. The royals and their courts inhabited these spaces, which were adorned with carvings and murals depicting dynastic histories and cosmological themes. Throughout Maya sites, the use of corbelled arches, which they employed to create room ceilings and entryways, showcases the Mayas' unique architectural evolution. While these did not reach the true arch potential of Roman engineering, they nonetheless allowed for the construction of expansive and sturdy buildings capable of withstanding the test of time. The materials used in Maya construction were predominantly locally sourced limestone and stucco, proving both durable and flexible enough for intricate carving and embellishments. The exteriors and interiors of many structures were elaborated with stucco reliefs that often bore glyphic inscriptions and cosmological motifs, integrating the ideals of the natural world and their animistic beliefs. As we delve further into the architectural prowess of the Maya, it is evident that their constructions were extensions of their spiritual and social beliefs, harmonizing the terrestrial with the celestial. Through their architecture, the Maya wove cosmos and culture into tangible form, leaving behind a legacy in stone that continues to captivate minds and reveal the complexities of their ancient world. These architectural endeavors exemplify the unyielding spirit of a civilization that was determined to imprint its understanding of the world upon the landscape it inhabited. The Maya civilization, through its architecture and urban planning, embodied a keen sense of ecological adaptation and preservation. Within the dense rainforests and sprawling lowlands of Mesoamerica, the Maya carved out a thriving society that balanced the needs of their burgeoning population with a respect and understanding of the environment. Environmental adaptation was not only a matter of survival, but also of sustenance of the societal and spiritual fabric. Agriculture, the backbone of the Maya economy, required innovative approaches to adapt to various challenges imposed by their landscapes. Recognizing this, the Maya employed advanced agricultural techniques that ensured both sustained productivity and environmental harmony. A key strategy in their agricultural arsenal was the milpa cycle, a sophisticated form of crop rotation and shifting cultivation that optimized the use of land and maintained soil fertility. The typical milpa involved periods of cultivation followed by fallow cycles, allowing the land to naturally regenerate. This method was not only efficient, but ecologically responsible, supporting large populations without exhausting the land. In areas prone to flooding or lacking fertile soil, such as the wetlands of the Yucatan, the Maya engineered chinampas, raised farming beds constructed on swampy land or in shallow water. These floating gardens maximized arable land area and enabled intensive farming, significantly boosting food production. Additionally, the Maya engineered sophisticated water management systems, including reservoirs, irrigation canals, and cisterns to collect and channel water, demonstrating exceptional hydrological expertise. Beyond agriculture, the Maya's environmental mastery extended to their urban planning. Maya cities were designed to integrate seamlessly with their surroundings, reflecting an architectural philosophy that emphasized cosmic symbiosis and ecological equilibrium. Buildings and public spaces were often aligned with natural features such as caves, cenotes, or rivers, seen as sacred portals to the underworld or sources of life, underscoring the spiritual geography intrinsic to Maya identity. The Maya also managed vast tracts of forests surrounding their urban centers, cultivating a symbiotic relationship with the natural world around them. By selectively clearing land for agriculture and settlement, while leaving large areas forested, they maintained ecologically sustainable practices that preserved biodiversity and ensured ongoing resource availability. The fruit-bearing trees, timber, and wildlife within these forests formed an integral part of their diet, economy, and cultural practices. While the sustainability practices of the Maya were largely effective, there were challenges that foreshadowed future consequences. As populations grew and cities expanded, deforestation for agricultural expansion became more pronounced. This, coupled with periods of severe drought, thought to have occurred during the Classic period, placed immense pressure on the Maya's ability to sustain their established way of life. Examining their environmental adaptations provides a deeper understanding of Maya civilization not just as a static entity, but as a dynamic process continually negotiating the challenges of its ecological contexts. The innovations of the Maya in agriculture and urban planning reflected a keen awareness of their reliance on the natural environment, striving for a balance that fostered cultural and material prosperity. These paradigms, while impressive, also carry lessons on the limits of environmental manipulation, a testament to their resiliency and the eventual vulnerabilities faced by one of the ancient world's most remarkable civilizations. The Maya world was also known for its intellectual discourse and sharing of ideas, facilitated by these networks of political interaction. This is particularly evident in the transmission of art styles, architectural innovations, and religious practices across different territories. Despite conflicts, a sense of shared culture and collective identity bound the Maya, transcending individual city-states. The political system underpinned the society's social stability and continuity, while providing a platform for artistic and cultural efflorescence. However, the rapidly shifting alliances and intensifying conflicts ultimately contributed to the vulnerabilities that led to the societal challenges later faced by the civilization. In examining the political fabric of the Maya, it becomes apparent how deeply interwoven politics were with every aspect of society, from the palatial courts of the Ahau to the limestone carvings chronicling victories and defeats. These political dynamics were not mere power struggles, but essential to the cultural and spiritual identity of the Maya people, setting the stage for the region's evolution over centuries. Through this lens, we observe how governance strategies shaped the historical progression of one of Mesoamerica's most fascinating civilizations. The intricacies of Maya politics were deeply mirrored in their economic structures, which were robust and diverse, providing a foundation not just for survival, but for cultural development. The economic system was a complex interplay between agriculture, craft production, and trade, each sustaining the civilization while facilitating interaction across social strata. At the heart of the Maya economy was agriculture, a necessity for supporting the large population centers. The cultivation of staple crops like maize, beans, squash, and chili peppers provided sustenance and formed the basis of their food economy. These products were more than just food. Maize, in particular, held a spiritual significance, symbolizing life itself and playing a key role in religious ceremonies. While agriculture sustained the basic needs of the populace, it was the production of crafts and goods that fueled trade, one of the salient features of the Maya economy. Skilled artisans created pottery, textiles, tools, and ornaments, many of which were traded within and beyond Maya territories. Jade and obsidian were especially prized, the latter being fashioned into weapons and ceremonial items. Such materials were often traded over vast distances, reflecting a sophisticated network that connected the Maya to distant cultures. The role of trade in Maya society extended beyond the mere exchange of goods. It was a conduit for cultural and technological exchange, bringing new ideas and innovations into the region. Salt, cacao, and feathers were among other significant trade items, each playing a role in supporting both everyday life and the luxury demands of the elite. Maya merchants were esteemed figures, often acting as ambassadors alongside their trading duties. They traveled long distances, facing dangers from hostile territories to unknown lands to acquire or barter goods. The risks were significant, but the rewards brought prestige and wealth, both for the merchant and the patron city-state. The Maya economy was additionally marked by a sophisticated market system, with weekly markets forming vibrant parts of city life. These bustling hubs were not only places of commerce, but centers of communal life where people exchanged news, ideas, and cultural practices. Products were displayed under temporary awnings as traders barked out their specialties, creating a sensory experience rich in sights, sounds, and smells. Currency in the traditional sense was seldom used, except in certain transactions where cacao beans or standardized measures of valuable commodities, like woven garments, served as mediums of exchange. In this largely barter-driven economy, value was ascribed through the craftsmanship, rarity, and demand of goods, highlighting an intricate value system deeply rooted in the cultural psyche of the Maya. The economic structures of the Maya also involved communal labor and tribute systems that facilitated large-scale projects such as temple construction and road maintenance. Such systems reinforced social cohesion and enabled the elite to direct resources effectively to where they were most needed. Understanding the economy gives us deeper insight into the resiliency and adaptability of the Maya civilization. The flexibility and sophistication in their economic strategies enabled them to thrive for centuries, creating a complex web that supported their structural, cultural, and spiritual endeavors. These economic mechanisms were intimately connected with the political and social fabrics of Maya life, demonstrating the dynamism and innovation at the heart of this ancient civilization's success. As we delve further into the tapestry of Maya society, it becomes apparent that their medical and scientific knowledge not only underpinned their ability to sustain life, but also enhanced their understanding of the body and health. The Maya had a sophisticated approach to medicine and healing, deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs and natural environment. Central to Maya medicine was the concept of balance between the physical body, the spirit, and the surrounding universe. Health and disease were perceived within a cosmological framework, where wellness was seen as harmony within, and imbalance could lead to illness. Thus, healers, known as ajits, not only focused on physical remedies, but also spiritual healing, believing disease often arose from supernatural forces or impurities in the soul. The Maya employed an extensive pharmacopoeia derived from the biodiverse forests of Mesoamerica. They gathered an array of plants, minerals, and even animal products to treat various ailments. Respected for their knowledge, healers were adept at preparing medicines ranging from herbal teas to ointments, and were skilled in administering these remedies. Commonly used plants included the all-encompassing copal, revered for its purifying smoke, particularly in religious rituals, but also as a treatment for physical ailments. The cocoa tree likewise was integral, its seeds valued not just as currency or in sacred beverages, but for medicinal properties believed to revitalize both body and spirit. In addition to botanical treatments, the Maya practiced surgical techniques. Trepanation, one such procedure, involved removing sections of the skull to treat head injuries, possibly alleviate seizures, or release perceived evil spirits. The success rate of such operations, as indicated by evidence of bone growth around surgical sites, suggests a substantial level of proficiency. Maya healers also incorporated elements of divination and ritual into their practice. Diagnostic methods might include reading the patient's pulse, interpreting dreams, or using divination to understand spiritual imbalances. Rituals often accompanied treatment, aimed at appeasing the gods or spirits believed to be responsible for the condition. The intertwining of medicine and spirituality extended to the birthing process, which was highly ritualized. Midwives, known as konogel, were deeply respected figures who guided women through pregnancy and childbirth, offering both medical care and spiritual protection. They performed rituals to invoke divine blessings, used herbal remedies to ease labor, and interpreted omens believed to shape the child's destiny. This holistic approach to healing, where physical well-being was inseparable from spiritual balance, exemplifies the Maya belief that health was not merely a biological state, but a reflection of harmony between the individual, the community, and the cosmos. As the Maya civilization reached its zenith during the Classic period, its cities flourished with resplendent architecture, thriving agriculture, and intellectual achievements. Yet, by the end of this era, many of the once great urban centers began to experience decline. The story of the Maya collapse is one of intrigue, sparking intense scholarly debate over its causes and consequences. One of the most significant factors considered in the downfall of the classic Maya civilization is environmental change. As evidence from paleoenvironmental data suggests, the region endured prolonged periods of drought. These climatic shifts would have had dramatic impacts on agriculture, undermining the ability of the Maya to sustain large populations. The reliance on sophisticated agricultural systems made them particularly vulnerable to shifts in rainfall patterns, resulting in food shortages that could trigger social unrest. The depletion of natural resources also played a role. As cities expanded, deforestation became increasingly severe, affecting soil quality and exacerbating the effects of drought. The need for timber, not only for building, but also for lime production in the creation of plaster, accelerated deforestation exponentially. This ecological mismanagement likely compounded the stresses caused by the changing climate. Political factors were equally critical in the collapse narrative. The Maya political landscape was characterized by intense competition between city-states. This fragmentation often led to protracted warfare, which drained resources and destabilized regions. As warfare intensified, particularly among major players like Tikal and Calakmul, smaller polities were either absorbed or destroyed, leading to a redistribution of power that could not sustain the existing social and economic systems. The internal dynamics within cities also contributed to decline. The highly hierarchical society rested on the ability of the elite to maintain order and prosperity through religious and political authority. As environmental and military pressures mounted, the failure of rulers to provide stability or remedy, these crises led to a loss of faith and rebellion against the traditional power structures. Inscriptions from the period indicate instances of dynastic overthrow and internal rifts that shattered the cohesion necessary for the city's survival. Epidemics, while less frequently discussed, have also been proposed as a potential catalyst in the downfall of the classic Maya. Although direct evidence is sparse, the introduction of new diseases into heavily populated cities could have severely impacted the population and compounded other societal pressures. The collapse of the classic Maya civilization was not an equally rapid or uniform process across the region, but rather occurred gradually over decades and varied among different urban centers. As the population declined and cities were abandoned, knowledge and cultural traditions either disappeared or migrated to other regions, leading to a transformative era known as the post-classic period. This was marked by the rise of new powers such as Chichen Itza and Mayapan in the northern lowlands and the highlands of Guatemala. Understanding the multifaceted collapse of the Maya demands a comprehensive view of the interplay between ecological conditions, internal strife, and broader systemic vulnerabilities, illustrating the complex nature of this ancient society. The lessons from their decline resonate as echoes from the past, serving as a potent reminder of the potential consequences of ecological and socio-political mismanagement. Even as the Maya civilization as traditionally defined dissolved, its legacy marked a turning point, reshaping the trajectory of regional history and leaving an indelible imprint that contributes to the cultural mosaic of Mesoamerica. As the classic Maya civilization waned, the post-classic period brought significant transformations and adaptations that signaled a new era in the region's history. This period, spanning approximately from 900 to 1500 CE, saw shifts in political structures, cultural expressions, and trade dynamics as the Maya and their neighbors adapted to a changing world. The decline of the southern lowland cities led to the rise of new centers of power in the northern lowlands and the highlands. Among these emerging powers was Chichen Itza, a city that demonstrated an intriguing blend of Maya and Toltec influences, suggesting robust cultural exchanges and possibly even migrations from central Mexico. Chichen Itza became a prominent political and economic hub, known for its architectural innovations and the construction of El Castillo and the Temple of the Warriors. Trade networks expanded significantly during this period, with maritime routes along the Yucatan coast becoming increasingly important. Coastal trade linked the Yucatan Peninsula to the broader Mesoamerican world and beyond, facilitating the exchange of goods like salt, obsidian, and pottery. The rise of seafaring technology marked a pivotal shift in economic practices and enabled cultural exchanges with distant societies. During the post-classic era, political structures became more centralized. Polities like Mayapan organized political alliances that united various city-states under confederations, reflecting a strategic shift from the more fragmented and competitive city-state system of the classic period. This period saw the codification of laws and the establishment of ruling councils, indicating a move towards more bureaucratic governance. Religious practices also evolved, continuing to form the cornerstone of Maya society while integrating new influences. The reverence for gods associated with nature and agriculture persisted, but there was also an increased emphasis on serpent imagery. likely influenced by the Toltecs, who revered Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent deity. This reflects an era of dynamic religious syncretism, integrating diverse traditions into a coherent spiritual framework. Artistic expression flourished during the post-classic period, revealing both continuity with the past and innovations. The use of intricate codices, such as the Dresden and Madrid codices, suggests a continued emphasis on written records for religious and astronomical knowledge. Murals and pottery from this time depict vivid scenes of everyday life, warfare, and mythology, showcasing a society deeply engaged with both its historical roots and contemporary realities. One of the most significant events during the late post-classic period was the arrival of the Spanish in the early 16th century. This encounter brought profound disruptions, ultimately leading to the colonization of the region and the fall of the last independent Maya polities. Despite the initial resistance by valiant leaders such as Gonzalo Guerrero, the introduction of new diseases, weaponry, and horses, combined with strategic alliances, eventually overcame the fragmented Maya kingdoms. However, the Maya resilience is evident in their adaptations to these new circumstances. Many aspects of Maya culture and identity persisted, with traditional beliefs and practices adapting and surviving through covert and syncretic forms. The post-classic period, though representing a time of significant upheaval, also highlights the Mayas' capacity for adaptation and resilience in the face of both internal challenges and external pressures. This era of transition and transformation not only marked the end of an epoch, but also laid the groundwork for modern Maya communities who continue to honor their rich heritage, demonstrating how their cultural and historical legacies endure through ongoing adaptation and revival, influencing contemporary Maya identity. The legacy of the Maya civilization, beyond the ruins and artifacts, is most palpably alive in the enduring culture and communities that continue to inhabit the region. The Maya people, numbering upwards of 6 million today, preserve traditions and knowledge that attest to a civilization that, while transformed, remains a vibrant force in contemporary life. Today's Maya communities are dispersed mainly across Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and parts of Honduras and El Salvador. Each of these communities holds on to distinct linguistic and cultural traditions, with over 30 Maya languages still spoken. This linguistic diversity alone highlights a resilience that has enabled cultural continuity despite centuries of external pressures. Modern Maya maintain many traditional practices that echo their ancestors' ways of life, such as the Milpa agricultural system, which continues to be a cornerstone of subsistence farming. This reflects the enduring knowledge of sustainable agricultural practices that balance land use with ecological needs, a testament to their ancestral wisdom. Religious practices among the contemporary Maya often exhibit a fascinating blend of ancient Maya beliefs with elements of Catholicism, illustrating a dynamic syncretism. Ceremonies that honor deities of wind, earth, and rain are still performed, often in conjunction with Christian saints who have been imbued with similar attributes. This confluence of beliefs provides richness to cultural ceremonies and festivals, blending old and new in a unique spiritual mosaic. The Maya tradition of weaving remains a significant cultural expression, with textiles continuing to serve as visual narratives that tell stories of both mythological and everyday life. Each pattern and color choices are symbolic, denoting cultural heritage, identity, and community standing. Weavers today create textiles that are both traditional in technique and modern in application, maintaining the continuity of skills passed down from generation to generation. Moreover, Maya communities actively engage in cultural preservation and revitalization efforts. Education plays a critical role in these initiatives, with bilingual education programs that emphasize both Spanish and Maya languages, ensuring the transmission of language as an integral part of cultural heritage. Cultural workshops, museums, and centers are dedicated to restoring and celebrating Maya traditions, from culinary arts to dance and archaeological heritage. Despite their vibrant cultural presence, contemporary Maya communities often face challenges, including marginalization, poverty, and political exclusion. Issues such as land rights, resource exploitation, and advocacy for cultural recognition highlight ongoing struggles. These communities continuously seek to assert their rights and maintain control over their cultural assets and land. Activists and leaders within Maya communities are increasingly visible on international platforms, bringing attention to indigenous rights and ecological stewardship. Their voices echo the perseverance of their ancestors, emphasizing the importance of their role in the preservation of biodiversity and cultural landscapes that hold knowledge critical for future generations. Exploring the contemporary Maya experience sheds light on a culture that is as dynamic today as it was a millennium ago. The resilience of the Maya, their adaptability, and the continuity of their cultural practices underscore a thriving legacy that continues to contribute richly to the cultural tapestry of the world. In understanding their journey, we find inspiration in their enduring narrative. A story not just of survival, but of thriving against the odds, where past, present, and future weave into an intricate and enduring identity. The influence of the Maya civilization is far-reaching, transcending the boundaries of their geographic origins to leave a lasting mark on the broader canvas of human heritage. This influence is reflected not only in the tangible remnants of their monumental architecture and intricate artifacts, but also in less visible yet profound ways that continue to permeate various aspects of modern society. The mathematical and astronomical prowess of the Maya has had significant, enduring effects. Their development of the concept of zero was a pivotal mathematical advancement that would later be paralleled only by the independently developed Indian numeral system. Such mathematical concepts formed the foundation for advances in science and technology, supporting the sophisticated timekeeping that marked the Maya understanding of celestial cycles. Their calendar systems, particularly the intricate long count calendar, continue to fascinate scholars, highlighting a preeminent understanding of complex astronomical events and cycles. This keen insight into cosmic patterns not only guided their ceremonial life, but also contributed to a growing appreciation of astronomy that influenced future cultures both in and beyond the Americas. The Mayas' architectural innovations, seen in their use of corbelled arches and urban planning, informed modern architectural approaches. Contemporary architects and archaeologists draw inspiration from the alignment and integration of their structures with natural landscapes, reflecting a balance of form, function, and spiritual significance. The continued revival and appreciation of Maya art and iconography, seen in the vibrant coloring and intricate detail of their glyphs, have played an influential role in modern artistic movements. These elements inspire artists around the globe, encouraging innovative fusion of traditional motifs with contemporary themes, witnessed in diverse art forms from murals to fashion design. In the culinary world, Maya influence is evident in the global popularity of foods and flavor profiles originating in their ancient kitchens. Cacao, cultivated and venerated by the Maya, stands as a keystone of modern gastronomy, forming the basis of a multi-billion-dollar chocolate industry. Their use of chili peppers, maize, and cacao speaks to a culinary innovation that has cemented itself in global cuisines. Beliefs held by the Maya about living harmoniously with nature resonate strongly today, particularly in the growing movements focused on environmental stewardship and sustainable living. The Maya relationship with the land, epitomized by their reverence and intricate understanding of ecosystems, is echoed in contemporary sustainable practices and ecological philosophy that seek to mitigate modern environmental challenges through traditional wisdom. Cultural heritage initiatives and global conservation efforts benefit from the lessons of Maya history, emphasizing the importance of preserving indigenous knowledge and biodiversity as vital components of the world's cultural richness. Their historical legacy provides a framework through which modern societies can explore path-breaking ideas in ecotechnology and conservation methodology. The resonance of the Maya civilization in today's world is profound, highlighting a legacy that continues to influence our understanding of science, culture, and human connection to the cosmos. The Mayas' achievements remind us of the vast potential of human ingenuity and the enduring impact that ancient cultures can have on future generations. The Maya narrative, woven into the fabric of human history, offers timeless insights into resilience, adaptation, and the spectrum of human creativity that continues to inspire and guide the path ahead. As we approach the conclusion of our exploration of the Maya civilization, it becomes imperative to reflect on the profound lessons that their story imparts, not only about the past, but also in shaping our perspectives on current and future human endeavors. The Mayas' journey from ascendance to decline and their enduring legacy offers timeless insights into the human condition and societal development. One of the foremost lessons derived from Maya history is the importance of balance, whether it be the balance between humankind and nature, power and responsibility, or tradition and innovation. The harmony the Maya sought to achieve with their environment is emblematic of a worldview that can inform modern sustainability practices as we grapple with ecological challenges that mirror those they once faced. The Mayas' resilience and adaptability underscore the capacity of cultures to survive through self-renewal and transformation. Despite significant disruptions during the post-classic period and the transformative impact of colonization, Maya civilization continued to evolve, demonstrating the durability of cultural practices and beliefs that are deeply rooted in identity and place. Their society serves as a compelling reminder of the implications of environmental stewardship. The sophisticated agricultural practices and ecological management strategies they employed have become a source of inspiration for contemporary conservation movements. In modern contexts, their experiences caution us against the overexploitation of natural resources and highlight the necessity of sustainable land use practices. The intricacies of Maya governance and societal organization illustrate both the strengths and vulnerabilities of complex societies. Their history is a testament to the fact that societal cohesion relies heavily on visionary leadership capable of mediating between competing interests and addressing emergent challenges within structural frameworks. Social and cultural innovations, such as the development of writing systems and calendar cycles, emphasize the significance of intellectual pursuits in shaping human progress. Today, this legacy can inspire education systems and scientific explorations to bridge knowledge gaps and sustain intellectual curiosity. As history has demonstrated, the interconnected nature of Maya city-states reflects the broader human experience of networked societies, where cooperation and conflict drive cultural diffusion and technological advancement. In our globalized world, their experiences underscore the importance of dialogue, collaboration, and diversity as essential components for societal enrichment. Practices in medicine, art, and spirituality challenge us to recognize the value of traditional knowledge and its integration with modern techniques. The Maya approach to health and community shows the potential of holistic paradigms that consider physical, spiritual, and environmental health as part of a greater whole. Ultimately, the Maya legacy provides a framework to not only understand ancient civilizations, but to engage deeply with current global challenges. It is an invitation to reflect on the cyclical nature of history and the repeated patterns of rise, adaptation, and regeneration. The Maya story remains a powerful narrative of human aspiration, creativity, and the perpetual dance between life's constancies and its ever-present changes. Through their enduring cultural presence and their profound historical footprint, the Maya continue to inspire us to look beyond the horizons of the past and envision new pathways forward, firmly grounded by the wisdom that has traveled through the ages.